y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? I am again on my lunch break and I decided to walk over to the sub shop. So while I wait on my meatball sub to get ready, I thought I'd come to my blessed ones. Remember I talked about making a video about someone loving us with our flaws. Some of us think that we are so flawed that no one will ever love us. And then what seems to be further evidence of that is that you're in your late 20s, you're in your early 30s, you're in your late 30s, you're in your early 40s, you're in your late 50s. And it just seems like your theory is being proven because you're still single. Or you've had love and lost love and had love again and lost love. You've been hurt, you've had a divorce, you've hurt someone. And so it seems like that's further evidence of your theory that no one will ever love you with your flaws. Again, like I said before, we are all flawed in one way or another. Some of our flaws are very visible and some of our flaws are hidden. And I'm just going to talk, first of all, a little bit about the physical flaws. Some of us think that we are physically flawed and no one will ever love us because we are, I'm going to start with being too heavy, too fat, too obese, too overweight. Because, hey, that's my thing, is that, you know, I'm a big girl. And I was never one of those people who thought that I would never get anyone because of my size. I mean, I will tell you about what I felt would hold me back from getting someone. But I never thought my size. That's one thing I never felt. But I do know that there are women who think that because of their size, their body shape, that there will never be someone who will love them with the extra fat, with the being obese. But that is so untrue. Just look around. Look, next time you're at Walmart or you're out and about, you will see that there are plenty of big girls, overweight girls, fat girls, obese girls, ladies. Then you will see that they are being loved. Somebody is attracted to them. You can see the most obese person, and sometimes we think, why does he want her? Or sometimes we think, oh, you know, he has some fat fetish or whatever. But no, it's not always that. It's like there are some people who truly love people for who they are and not how they look. And then there are those people who love you just for who you are, but they do like you for how you look. They like that you're a big girl, that you're a thick chick. If y'all watch my videos long enough, I often tell y'all that my husband is always trying to feed me. He knows foods make me happy, so he always trying to make me happy. But I think he just doesn't even mind the size I am. I think he actually loves the size I am. And when I was exercising, all the time, he's like, baby, you sure you're not exercising too much, baby? You know you don't have to lose this weight, you know? So there are people who are going to love you right where you are. Let's go for my big guys too. I know some friends of mine who love big guys. You know, so it's all about how you take care of yourself and how you present yourself. But there are people who are going to love you no matter what size you are, no matter what your flaws are. For me, before I got married, I always thought, you know, who's going to love me because I have, you know, whatever, this big nose, or because I have, you know, this wide gummy grin, you know, and when I laugh big, all you see is gum. You know, I thought, who's gonna love me with this big belly? I have a big belly. Who's gonna love me with no butt? I mean, black men love butt. I don't have any butt. Who's gonna love me, you know, with that? I wear size 13 shoes. My feet are size 13. Who's gonna love, what man's gonna love a woman with a size 13? You know, men like little dainty feet, you know, those little size 6 or 7 feet. And I was like, who's gonna love me, you know, size 13 feet, size 13 with my, you know, size 13 feet. And I just had to tell myself, I had to love myself. I had to learn my how. So who's gonna love me 6 feet too? You know, I saw all the boys when I was in school, all the boys like the little girls who were 5'2". and barely 100 pounds. Now, who's gonna love me at 6'2" and size 13 feet? But there is someone who will love you. That was my area of concern as far as physical. As far as mentally, I thought, who's gonna love my craziness? You know, and I know there are a lot of us out there, ladies, maybe even men, but ladies, we say, who's gonna love our craziness? Who's gonna love the complexity that makes up who Deidre is? And I have a poem. One day I'll read that poem to you guys. I wrote like maybe 10-15 years before I ever got married. But it's like, who's gonna love the complexity that makes up Deidre? I am so complex. I'm hard yet soft. I'm kind yet I can be mean. You know, I'm loving and then sometimes I'm not so loving. It's like I can go on and on with the spectrum of how I am. And I thought, who's gonna love that craziness? But my husband loves every bit of that craziness. And he said many times that he would not change a thing about my craziness. You're going to have, somebody's going to love you through your flaws. You might have physical flaws, you might have mental, you might say, I've been abused, who's gonna love me? I've been molested, who's gonna love me? I've been very promiscuous, who's gonna love me? My husband knows about my promiscuity, and he knows that I've been forgiven by God, I've forgiven myself, and he loves me for just who I am, and he loves the testimony that I have, that I can help other young ladies and let them know, you know, that their bodies are sacred and they don't have to give it away. But hey, that's a whole nother video. But we sometimes wonder who's gonna love us through all of our flaws. But someone will love you. Someone will love you through your craziness. Someone will love you through your mental issues. Someone will love you through your past, with your past, in spite of your past, because of your past, because of who you are, in spite of who you are. Someone will love you, ladies and men. But y'all know a lot of times I'm talking to the ladies, but I love you. I love my men of the blessed place, and the numbers are increasing. But let me just talk to the men real quick. Men, just reassure your woman that you love her unconditionally with her flaws, and that you love her even because of her flaws. Make her feel comfortable with her flaws. But ladies, we don't have to sell ourselves short. We don't have to take just anything and everything. We don't have to just allow ourselves to be misused and abused because we think we're so flawed that this is the best that we can get. And a lot of times we are in abusive relationship or neglective. It might not be abusive, but neglectful relationship, and that person may make you feel like you're so flawed that they're the only one who's gonna love you. Well, that is so untrue. They are not the end all that be all, and they're not the only ones who's gonna love you. There is someone, and not just that one person, there are many out there who will love you with your flaws. I encourage you to love yourself. And sometimes that's our greatest flaw, is not loving ourselves. We must be able to love ourselves before others can love us, before we can extend that love to others. Ladies, love yourselves, flaws and alls. Flaws and all. Celebrate your flaw. I mean, I celebrate this big nose and this big old wide gummy grin and this big soft belly that now my husband loves to lay his head on. I celebrate the fact that I love these size 13 feet that have carried all this body all of this time. These feet have done some amazing things and taken me some amazing places, and now I celebrate, you know, that size 13. I celebrate this big body. Although I am, yes, working hard to lose some of this fat, but yet in the meantime I still love it and I celebrate it, flaws and all. And I encourage you to love yourself, celebrate yourself, flaws and all. Love y'all. Y'all be blessed.